the go-ahead run. Here's the play. They're going to lob it to home, and it gets down, and he's out at home. Here comes the front. Play it third. And sight. The pitch, and this is hit hard. This is going to left field. This one is back, and it's out of here.
Well, good evening, baseball fans. Welcome down under to West Beach Park. It's a glorious summer's day. Almost hit the century mark Fahrenheit, which makes for a lovely evening for some Super League baseball. Adelaide tonight. It's the second game of round 3, the last game in the first round robin series. The competition is on a cliff edge at the moment, and a very important game for both sides. The Clippers in blue, the Carp in red. My name's Phil Hurd and joined by Rob Ushie. Rob, welcome again. You were here for the early game, and you'd have to say possibly a surprise result.
Yeah, from the early predictions in the year, you look at the defending champions, the Denmark Crushers. They'd come with a 2-0 record with 2 walk-off victories. And the GISR Plumbing Wasps, after getting no hit the first week out here, conditions weren't maybe the greatest, but the last 2 weeks put up 7 runs against the Carp in the week 2, and then 11 runs tonight against the Denmark Crushers. Walked away with an 11-8 victory. Right now, their offense is clicking.
Absolutely. So it leaves, as we head into round 3, the Crushers and the Wasps are on 2-1, which makes tonight's game fascinating. The Clippers can join them on 2-1 with a victory, and if that happens, the Carps are suddenly 2 games back with only 3 games to play. They're almost out of the playoffs a few weeks in. But if the Carp can win, well, that sets up a tie for 3rd spot, and we have the league almost at 2 levels.
Yeah, we're almost at a must-win for the Carp tonight. Last year they started the season 0-3 and ended up in the championship game. But the difference from last season to this season is this one's only a 6-week contest. So going 0-3 when everybody else has 2 wins, you're fighting 3 teams, and that team that finishes last doesn't make the playoffs this year. Could be a daunting task.
Well, this is the first time I've seen the Carp in the prime time slot. You've seen them in the 2 earlier games. What will we see from the men in red tonight?
Well, they're going to hope their pitching holds up. Pitching's let them down their first 2 weeks. They're going to turn to Cesar Perez to start tonight's game. Last week he came in and battled through after the Wasps got 7 in the first inning. He came in, shut the door, and allowed the Carp to keep coming back, but unfortunately couldn't quite get it. They do have some reinforcements. Greg Moselle of the Adelaide Giants is in the bullpen tonight. He threw on the weekend. Not sure if he's quite ready to throw again tonight, but they do have some reinforcements coming. And
the Clippers, well, they usually bring the offense. And we saw them, and some decent pitching as well. They were the team that held the Wasps hitless in that first round. So just as we're about to get underway, a tip. Have you got a tip?
Tonight it looks like the Clippers got their offense back. They were missing Mike Blanke, their pro catcher from their first couple of weeks. He was out with an illness last week. He's back behind the dish, hitting in the 4-hole tonight. They're looking for a little more offense, move Austin Gallagher up, and they're going to hope to clean up some of the base running errors they made last week, which probably cost them that game.
Well, the wise commentator said, go with what you know, and I know the Clippers. They're hitting on the first pitch. This one's going to go deep to Van der Linden. Nico's up for the task, and just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out. That was Isaac Franklin making a very brief appearance. Should mention we've got Phil Acosta starting at 2nd, Jasper Clark at 1st. If you're new to Super League Baseball Adelaide, that's right. We have the tiebreaker rules every single inning. 2 on, none out. Now 2 on, 1 out for the Clippers.
Yeah, we start every inning first and second, nobody out. We saw last game lots of runs in each of the innings, so you want to always try to get something crooked. You want to add on as many as you can because they're all going to be important.
So this is now one of the veterans, Austin Gallagher. He's brought the green bat tonight. He does have an assortment.
He's got the green and yellow, the color of the Mainz Athletic, the team that he plays for in Germany in the off-season from Adelaide here, where this past year Germany hit 347, 11 home runs, 41 RBIs. Definitely one of the sluggers of the league.
Also, will he be back in ABL colours? He did very well as a late call-up for the bite last year. Turned into a bit of a walk machine. He's already picked up a couple here at Super League level. So, I mean, he looks like a guy who's going to hit everything that comes within range, but he's a very patient hitter.
Yeah, he's looking for one pitch. He's looking for that one that he wants, a professional hitter, and he's not going to really, he's jumping all over that one. Oh, that's the one that's up that if he can get on that one's going to go quite deep into the night here, and that golf course is going to be digging up new holes next year if he gets a hold of that one. But that is the one that's hard for hitters to lay off. That fastball up in the zone, it's tough for pitchers to find that happy spot. He comes with that one again. That time he doesn't chase, because if you don't get it quite high enough, it's going to go. If you get it too high, it's a ball and an easy take for the hitter. We'll see if he, after 2 up in the air, see if he 3-1 count, if he looks something low in the zone.
Got the green light, got it swinging, and now we're at a full count, which is a bit more what we expect at Super League level. Plenty of full counts so far in the opening 5 games. Although you said the early game today did go at a bit more of a cracking pace, got through almost 5 full innings. Yeah,
it was lots of runners. We saw something new. The Dunmark Crushers were very aggressive, stealing bases, bunting. Here, and Alston Gallagher swings through that one there. That's going to be the second out of the inning. Cesar Perez picks up where he left off last week, where he was just kind of cutting through batters here. And he's going to have a live arm from having a weekend off.
Just to go through the Carp defensively, around the outfield, Jack Partington at left, Nico van der Linden centre, Gary Owens at right. Then it's Jacob Scott at third, Mitch Lightbody at short, Nick Platten at second, Zach Evan Diardlis, I think it is, at first. And Carter Powell is behind the plate. DH, Mikey Reynolds, Adelaide Giants player. And he's not alone in being a special guest Giants player, which we'll get to as the night progresses.
Yeah, if you were here for the first game of the night, you saw them both, as we saw in the first 2 weeks. Aaron Whitefield was in with, had a game with every team in the Super League, got himself some bats before he went to the Premier 12. That one, Jordan McCardle's going to pop that one up to center field. Gary Owens takes a look at the fence. That one's going to carry, and that one is going to be gone.
Everyone's looking.
Everyone's looking for an umpire to make it a call here, and Vanderlinden, and that one trails over the fence. That carried out. We do have a little light breeze blowing a little bit, but that one just kept going and going. And Jordan McCardle, it's a big 3-run home run there and give the Carps a 3-0 lead. As we can see, Nico Vanderlinden back. He keeps going back and just over the fence, in between the light standard and the sombrero sign in center field.
That is a no mean hit. That's about 385 foot, one of the furthest parts of the ballpark. Jordan McCardle, of course, hit a grand slam, the first ever at ABL level, and he's added another home run. He's building a bit of a collection here this season. I think he put a couple on for Sturt in their opening game in the SA Baseball League, and it's a 3-0 Clippers lead.
Yeah, so far he started the season fairly hot. Got that power stroke going. And they got the 3-0 lead here for the Clippers. Michael Blanke stepping up to the plate. And 3 probably isn't going to be enough tonight.
No.
I think the way we saw earlier, the ball is starting to carry a little bit and get some, going to find some gaps.
One question, scorer's interpretation again. So 3 runs given up. Obviously, McCardle is an earned run.
Right.
The 2 that are on base.
The 2 that are on base, because they're put there because of the rules, they are unearned. Okay. It's the same thing as extra innings in an international game, that the first 2 are unearned. But for the advanced statisticians, they go as inherited runners scored from the base.
Thank you. I knew you were going to come up with something like that. The IRS strikes Baseball SA. Meanwhile, we've got Blanke, who's catching tonight, missed last week, back in the Clippers lineup. So Clippers last week lost to the Crushers and were walked off 7-6 after winning 6-0. So 6 is their pass score at the moment, as we've got a second strikeout. That'll do it for the first, but not before Jordy McCardle, a 3-run jack. The Clippers a 3-0 lead. We'll take a break. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Thanks to a 3-run home run by Geordie McArdle, have taken an early lead. But of course, this is Super League baseball. There's 2 on, none out, and you're with Rob Ushie.
Yeah, Mitchell Lightbody takes strike 1 there. And the Carp will be looking to battle right back. They got their runners first and second, nobody out. We'll see if they want to try to look for something big or if they want to play small ball and try to get one at a time. That one's going to bleed into right field, but Phil Costa's going to come in, make the catch. Runners scurry back to first and second. And they got 1 out.
Well, I guess the good thing is if you're going to trail early. Give yourself all the outs you got to try and get back into the contest. And we know in Super League baseball, 3 runs is 1 crack of the bat.
Yeah, one of the
Gary Owens comes.
Yeah, one of the things we've seen from Super League is when a team scores, you want to answer because there's not a lot of zeros put up. Usually teams get at least 1. So if you can keep tacking on, Owens jumps all over the first one, fouls that one straight back. And we'll be looking to put a 0 up here and get another one and keep building that lead so you can keep trying to make that build and bigger so it's harder to come back.
Those watching would see this countdown clock and you're thinking, hang on, this is baseball. We've got a clock. What is that about? There's a big whiff by Owens. Basically, no new innings can start after 80 minutes. So when that hits 0, we are in the last inning of the game. Doesn't matter if it goes 3. We haven't had one go 3 yet. A few have gone 4. A couple have gone 5. It's scheduled for 7, and we do wonder if we will get there sometime this season.
Yeah, the last game they went into almost the 6th inning, so we can get deep in, and that had lots of runs. So we'll see if this one we're expecting some more runs as well. Gary Owens pops that one up. Austin Gallagher and Michael Blanker are going to coast in. Gallagher camps under that one, foul territory for the 2nd out of the inning. And Tim Day keeps picking up where he leaves off every week for the Clippers as their starter and getting a few outs.
That's it, giving the Clippers the best possible start. So we had, in terms of total runs, week 1 we had a 9-run game and a 6-run game when the Wasps were shut out. Second week, 16 and 13. Today we've already had a 19-run contest. And halfway through one, we've got 3 on the board. So the run tally is growing. See if that continues tonight. Certainly batting like that one. Everyone is really going at the first pitch tonight.
Yeah, a lot of aggressive swings, and for those fans of the Adelaide Giants this year, you're not seeing things. That is Mikey Reynolds in there. Aaron Whitefield is gone, so Mikey Reynolds is now in as the DH. He was with the Crushers earlier tonight, and with the Carp here, and then next week he'll be with the Clippers and the Wasps, getting a game with each team. But he's not the only one. No. There is another for the other teams. His mirror, we'll say. Michael Gaughan is DHing for the Clippers tonight. Yes, normally a pitcher, but with the small roster, it's going to Taiwan for the exhibition game. Michael Gaughan's going to find himself in the DH role a couple times, and so we've got to get some swings in here before they go.
Well, South Australian club baseball, and I'm sure it's the same around the country. Players do both. They pitch, they hit. And so, and Gaughan is a youngster just with the Australian 23s last year, I think. And so he's going to do that. He's still got the ability. He hasn't quite got to that professional level of having to totally 100% decide. And so he can fill it in.
See a little laugh there between the umpire and Reynolds as his bat helicoptered over to third base on that swing. And even count 2-2. Runners first and second here. Bottom of the first inning. Carp trail 3-0, looking to get something back right away.
So here comes a pitch from Day. Reynolds lets loose with a long shot towards centre. It looks playable if the players can sort out who's going to take it. And in the end, no, it's dropped. And this is going to bring 2 runs. So that surely is going to be an error on, unfortunately, I think centre fielder Jasper Clark was the one that got the glove to us. We see the Spacequake Sports replay. Take it through us, Coach.
Yeah, it looked like he got under it there, and maybe a little communication between him and McArdle, who's out in left field tonight, new to the position out there. But it looked like Clark got himself under that plenty of time and just whiffed on that.
So Carter Powell, who was at second, and Zach Evaniadis, who was at first, crossed home plate. It is now a 3-2 ball game. And the runs are coming thick and fast, although that is going to be an error. And Reynolds making things happen right now as he tries to steal third, and that's going to be uncontested. And now the tying run for the Carp, courtesy of their guest Mikey Reynolds, who's just 90 feet away.
Yeah, it's one of those ones stealing third with 2 out. Tim Davis pitch. That's going to be a soft ground ball to second base. Tom McGarry's up. Flip over to Austin Gallen at first base for the final out of the inning. But the Carp answer with 2 unearned runs, and they now trail 3-2 after 1 inning.
You're watching Super League Baseball Adelaide, thanks to Spacequake Sports.
And one in our first game comes from Adelaide's Norwood Oval.
Oh, he hit that one. That's a magnificent hit. Steve won't get that one. That's got to be a 2-bagger. Going to be a flat. Oh, it's safe. And there she goes.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Welcome back. We've got ourselves a ball game. 1 inning in the book. It is 3-2 Clippers and the Carp. Coming up, Tom McGarry, special guest Mikey Garn and Lachlan Burrows. We've got Jordan McArdle, the home run hitter. He is at second base. And Blanky, he struck out. He's at first. And calling the play-by-play, you're with Rob Ashley.
Yeah, Cesar Perez in for his second inning. Had a couple strikeouts. He goes right at that one's going to scoop between the legs of Carter Powell there. Both runners are going to move up. And the Clippers got something going again. But Cesar Perez in there for his second inning work. Had a couple strikeouts in that first inning. Just gave him the one hit, the fly ball deep to center field from Jordan McArdle that carried out of here just over the fence at the 380 mark. But it is 3-2 and looking to try to end a little bit of the scoring here.
So that last pitch, the one that ended up at the brick wall and everyone advanced, that was pretty much nutmeg catcher Carter Powell. That would be deemed a pass ball as opposed to a wild pitch because it would be deemed within the catcher's abilities. There's a comebacker right up the middle, and the Clippers are going to add to their tally. McArdle crosses the plate, and it's a 4-2 ball game. No time to chat, Rob. Things are happening.
No, that's what we like to see. Single right up the middle there. Tom McGarry just keeps hitting in Super League. Big RBI single. Team had a 3-2 lead. It's now 4-2. Michael Gahn coming up to bat here. Runners on first and third. Nobody out. It looks like the Carp still have the infield back, so they're willing to concede another run to get a double play.
See if Gahn can stay around for my favorite Michael Gahn story.
And McGarry running on the play. Going to be a throw down from Carter Powell, and he is going to be out at second base. Tom McGarry aggressive early of the Clippers, and Carter Powell says, no, sir.
No, indeed. Look forward to seeing that on the replay. Here we go. Here's the replay. And basically that pitch, with that throw from Carter Power was exactly where it had to be to get the out.
Yeah, good throw. No chance for the runner at third to advance. And now they got men on third, one out. Infield still back. Little surprised here. They're willing to give up another run with them down by 2 already, but.
Okay, so talk us through the logic of, because you have infield in or out, and you have outfield in or out.
Yeah.
So talk us through the logic of what the Carp should be doing at the moment.
Well, it's going to be up to the coach's decision. Right now, he's got the infield back with trailing 4-2, and with the 2-0 pitch, just misses low and outside. Go 3-0. He's willing to give up the run to get an out, and when you're down 2 already early, means you're thinking that you're going to score some runs tonight. So obviously, Coach Darren Roberts thinks that the Carp are going to score some more runs.
Going ahead in the count, and with that, gets ball 4, and he's got a trip to first base. Yeah. So
whereas if you were the opposite, if you brought the infield in, you're looking to cut that run off.
Yeah.
You do open up the infielders to a hard hit ball go through a little easier, but you're willing to accept that for the potential of having an out.
It's not that much different than bringing the infield in for cricket. You're trying to save the single, but because they're in, if you get it through them, it's going to be a boundary.
Right.
Yeah. Let me explain cricket to you. maybe another telecast. You know, should do 2020 cricket. You'd find it a laugh. Anyway, we're down now to Lockie Burrows. 4-2. Clippers have put 3 in the first, 1 in the second, with men in the corners and 2 outs to work with. And this is, well, believe it or not, Rob, at the conclusion of tonight, we'll be halfway through the regular season.
Yeah, it's flying by already since we're in week 3 already. The 1-1 pitch from Fred, that one misses high. And with us being at the halfway point already, we have our second half draft coming up on the weekend.
Mid-season draft now.
Everybody, each of these clubs is going to be adding a marquee and 2 more players to the draft. There's going to be the good curveball and kind of get me over there on a 2-1, even the count 2-2. Figured Burrows was looking for something hard that he could jump on. He went soft instead. See if the Clippers want to get Gone moving.
So 2-on-2 count, looking to get past third. Great effort by Scott to get a glove on the ball, but it spills into the outfield, and that will bring another run. 5-2 Clippers, as that would be Blanky, who's now scored, joining McArdle as the 2 runs this innings.
A hard hit ball by Lachlan Burrows, just off the glove of Jasper Scott. He was looking to make the diving play for his club, but now Cesar Perez going to need another ground ball here. He's got to get out here with his club trailing 5-2 already.
So the Clippers still have someone in scoring position. They have 2 on. This is Garn at second and a Burrows at first. Now that would have been a single. They wouldn't have deemed that an error because that was a pretty mighty effort to get a glove on the ball.
Yeah, that was good effort from the third baseman there. Unfortunately, just out of his reach. That'll be a single and an RBI.
So this is Phil Acosta batting 8. Clippers are almost through the lineup. Usually finding most teams are getting through their lineup twice if lucky. No one really gets a third at bat. That's a bouncer that is fair. And in the end, my great friend Evan Iardis does his own laundry as the players advance. Men on second and third, 2 out. And this, I think, Rob, in the context of the game, is a big at-bat. It's a 3-run margin. A hit here could make it 5, and that starts to get out of reach.
Yeah, this is going to be a big out coming up here, or a big at bat with the out hopeful for the Carp. Looks like they're going to be making a pitching change here, as Cesar Perez probably hit his 30-pitch limit, if not very close to it. But with them already down 5-2, with the number 9 hitter up, you definitely want to try to get this out and get back on the bats.
Now, Rob, I've got a confession. I've been at work all day today. I have not found out what happened in the World Series. Now, you would know.
Of course I know.
Do tell.
The first inning was extremely exciting.
Okay.
Few big hits, and then it turned to a pitcher's duel for the next number of games. their next serve innings, excuse me. And then a few big balls were hit.
Okay.
Soto hit a very large,
Is the
large
season
home
over,
run.
or have I got another game to watch?
And if you have time, I'd be awake tomorrow at 10:38 Adelaide time in the morning. There's going to be a Game 7.
Going to be a game
7.
Game 7,
Yeah.
yes.
For the first time in what would be the major 4 North American sports of the Major League Baseball, National Basketball Association, National Football League, and National Hockey League, the visiting team has won every game of a championship.
Far out.
Their visitors are 6-0. So tomorrow, it's the it's kind of a coin toss. It's going to be a great matchup of Zach Greinke going for the Houston Astros, and the Washington Nationals are hoping Max Scherzer will be healthy to throw. He was throwing in the bullpen today and ready to come in, so there's a good chance that it'll be Scherzer and Greinke in Game 7.
I mean, you look at those games, and we'll get back to Super League Baseball in a sec. You look at those games with the huge crowds, the massive noise, and it has no effect. It's just really weird. But anyway, we're back here, and there's a fouled ball, and it's I mean, Major League Baseball, 162-game regular season. The Nationals have played, what, 1 wildcard game, 5 division, 4 championship, over 170 games. Just 1 will decide it all.
Ground ball, that's going to be the first one. That takes a funny hop as Cesar Perez was going to get it, and that's going to score 2.
Yeah.
That should be an RBI single for Jasper Clark. He makes up for the error in the previous inning, which cost his team 2 runs, and drives in 2 more. So we see a bad hop there right as Perez was about to get it, ends up taking it off the foot instead. That's bad feeling for a first baseman as he's about to make the play to flip it over and just hit something in the dirt, probably a footstep there.
So we'll wait upon the judgment of whether that's going to be an error on the first baseman or not, but Clark's not wasting any time. He puts that into the left field Death Valley, and if there were any players on bases, there's one. It's going to bring a run, I think, play at home. Clark's lost, Acosta's lost his helmet. It will not matter. He's cleared the bases. And now it is a huge lead to the Clippers. They led 5-2 before the previous at-bat, put 2 on, another run. That's 8-2 to the men in blue.
Yeah, they've opened it up here. Isaac Franklin once again jumps all over the first pitch.
Yep. So basically you can see that Acosta loses his helmet. Probably very, very grateful there wasn't a play to be had at home. And in some ways gets a little bit of redemption for the drop play that did score a couple of Carp runs. And look at that scoreboard. It is an absolute run fest. We've only had, thus far, 8 outs in the contest. We're back to Gallagher. So I've obviously missed something here in the process. That might have been Franklin with the at-bat. So 2 out. We got Gallagher at the plate. Can't mistake his frame, his Kensington Cardinal helmet or his green bat. So let's just see whether he can get another run, as we do have, well, I assume that's got to be Franklin, who's sitting at second.
Yeah, Isaac Franklin jumped all over that first pitch and drove it down in the left corner for a double, RBI double. Blow this thing open. Gallagher's looking to add on here with 2 out.
You notice I got the Death Valley thing in there. Copyright, Rob Ashley.
Oh, that one was left field. I'll take right field. You can have left field.
Well, right field really is to mine. It's more of a Death Valley than left, but that was beautifully placed. And Clark has some wheels about him.
The one change we did have here, as you see, Mitch Lightbody is now on the mound. Zach Efronitis has come out of the game. Cesar Perez went into first, and Mikey Reynolds, who started as a designated hitter, is now in at shortstop.
So he's going to have a bit of a run there. He's pretty much guarding second at the moment. Well, he is the only one who's attempted a stolen base successfully. So can the Carp get this 3rd out? Or can the Clippers put this pretty much beyond doubt? And that one is just a little on the outside. It's likely he looks to settle down into the lineup.
Yeah, a little bit of laugh. He came, tried to give Gallagher a little bit different look there, dropping down from the side. And maybe picked up a few few pointed tippers from his former teammate in the bite and sturt, Tyler Chappell.
I've got Gallagher swinging, and that will do it for a pretty explosive second inning from the Clippers. They scored 3 in the first, 5 in the second. They have a 6-run lead, and the Carp have plenty to do. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide, thanks to Spacequake Sports.
And one in our first game comes from Adelaide's Norwood Oval.
Oh, he hit that one. That's a magnificent hit. Steve won't get that one. That's got to be a two-bagger. Going to be a flat. Oh, it's safe. And there she goes.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Welcome back, folks. Bottom of the second here. The Clippers have given the Carp a task. A 6-run lead is what the Carp are chasing. Jack Partington, Jacob Scott and Nico van der Linden will be the next 3 up. Tim Day has plenty of run support, and he'll look to work his way, I think, to his full 30-pitch count. What occur this innings? 8-2 Clippers, and you're with Rob Ashley.
Yeah, Clippers going to be looking to have to get back a little bit at a time here. Got Jack Partington up. He had a big weekend this past weekend. Hit a grand slam for Henling Grange. A couple other hits. But he's looking, got to be something just to, 3 runs would be nice on a 3-run homer. But find a gap, keep everybody moving, maybe create a bigger inning.
Yeah, of course, with the player on second especially, and first, the shortstop's just got to play that little bit closer to second. That 5.5 hole looks large from here. Looks very inviting if you can direct it.
Yeah, Jack Platton's at second base. That one's going to be driven to left center from Jack Partington. Center field is going to drop back. That one's going to be on. That one's going to be a 3-run home run for Jack Partington. And looks like, no, we're having a ruling from the umpire that we have a ground rule double. And bounced over the fence, landed on the warning track, hop over.
Well, a ground rule double brings 1 run rather than 3. Let's have a look at the Spacequake Sports replay. Yep, no doubt about it. That bounced over. We do need to get every bit of that fence colorised, I think, because when it bounces in that clear area, you can't tell before or after. So let's revisit the score here. It is a ground rule double. That means that Reynolds has scored. We have men on third and second. It's 8-4. That was a big couple of feet. Difference of 2 runs.
Yeah, we saw it in the first game earlier today. There was a ball that Terrell Joyce hit that hopped over the fence, which cost the Crushers a run. That time they had 2 outs. That one there, Jack Partington got here and driven it into left center, just in front of the 390 sign. And here we have Jacob Scott up to bat. Falls that one back. Me ahead of the count, 2-1. He'll be looking to at least get a ball to the outfield to get a run back. Every run important. It is now 8-4 for the Clippers. Couple runners on. If they can cash these and make it at least 8-6, they're right back in the game.
That's it. You can just see one crack of the bat opens up 3 runs just like that. We saw the Clippers do it to start proceedings. And the Carp not too far away from doing it in the bottom of the second. So their first time under the West Beach lights, the Carp. Any adjustments that you need to make as a player playing under lights and daylight? Is it all just about your glasses and how you've watched those fly balls, or is it a bit more intrinsic to that?
It's getting some work in. It's definitely a different, most of the games here in Adelaide are played during the day, Sunday afternoons or early twilight in the second half. It's a 3-2 pitch. It's got swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll be Tim Day's first strike out of the game. But it is an adjustment you do have to make if you don't get to see a lot of the time at night. Just getting a ball, especially with the lights. If a ball does go up fairly high, just getting the read off that.
Yeah, it is one thing to play 8 o'clock at night when the sun's just setting and, you know, at club level just adding a little bit to it with the lights, but these are obviously ABL quality, can probably be ramped up for TV if necessary. So this is the full deal tonight. And it certainly is good to watch. This will bring an interesting play for the second baseman, and everyone is safe. That is a beautifully paced ball, and Tom McGarry got there in a hurry, but there wasn't an out to get.
Yeah, you see here, Nico Vanderlyn gets the ball right off the end of the bat, but good spot just past the pitcher's glove and uses his speed. Tom McGarry knew he didn't have a play at first base. He took a look at third to see if Barton did a round a little bit too far. But the Carp had another one to make it 8-4. Runners on first and third, 1 out. See if they want to get aggressive and send Vanderlyn in. And that one's low. Ball 1 to Carter Powell.
So they have scored, yeah, it is 8-4 now. Already 12 runs, and we haven't completed 2 full innings as yet. Powell in is the number 8 hitter from the Red Sox of East Torrens, the alma mater of my calling colleague in ABL land, Fraser Fife, who's off in country Victoria working in radio these days. So hope you're watching, Fraser. Good day to you if you are.
Couple of good pitches there from Tid Day, but those are good takes from Carter Powell, young man who's had limited action in the Division 1 where you see some of these pitches, but those are just on the outside, and he's doing a good job taking those pitches, making sure they are strikes. That one's going to miss high, and it's going to be a 4-pitch walk to load the bases with 1 out. First
walk I've got given up by Day this evening as we go to the number 9 hitter, Zach Evan-Arides. Oh, I'll get it right by the end of the season, I promise.
Actually, Cesar Perez is in his spot. When they made the pitching change, he went to first base. So Cesar Perez will be getting his first at bat of the night. He did bat in the first week of the season, so we have seen him handle the lumber already this year.
So it is loaded bases, 1 out. Sacrifice in play, a chance for the Carp to do something about this 4-run deficit. And again, the Carp hitters suddenly are showing a little bit of patience, and Day is suddenly losing his radar a bit.
Yeah, we see the professional aspect of Mike Blank behind the plate there. He knows his pitcher just had a 4-pitch walk, fell behind 2-0 here. Got to go out, talk to him, get him focused back in on the zone, because they need some outs here. They don't want this 6-run lead they started with this inning to disappear on them right away.
Draws the swinging strike from Perez. Back in the count at 2-1.
Yeah, big swing there from Cesar Perez. He's seen a few of these balls carrying out today. He was looking to tie this one up with 1 big swing. That came up just a little bit short.
Not a skerrick breeze here. It was a warm day. It is still October. Summer is a month away. We are just through the middle part of spring. Tomorrow it's going to be 37. That is pretty close to the century mark Fahrenheit. Great weather for baseball, especially under lights. As that's popped up, it's going to be pretty shallow. Oh, but dropped. Second drop by the Clippers, and that will bring a play. No, there was never going to be the second run there. But it is another run to the Carp there, chipping away. And yeah, the outfield is having some fielding issues tonight.
Yeah, there's going to be a young player in center field who probably has had very limited time playing under the lights, what we talked about earlier. He hasn't seen too many baseballs at night, and then so you mix in the big highlights here from Bennett Field, and And sometimes you can lose those balls and a little uncomfortable, but now we're gonna have a pitching change in. Looks like the Clippers are gonna be going to Tom Norley, lefty from Golden Grove, be getting his first opportunity this season.
Reminder of the games next week. We go to the second half of the season. The 6:15 game will be between the Wasps, who have won 2 straight. They'll face the Clippers, who shut them out hitless last time they met. And then it will be the Carp and the Crushers, the prime time game at 8. The last time they met, the Crushers walked it off 5-4. And another 1-run margin between last year's 2 grand final sides. It's a pretty critical time. Bases are loaded again, and all of a sudden the tying run is at first, and Mikey Reynolds, I think, is about to come to the plate, and he is the leading runner. If he can put one over the fence, we'll be back to the top. Mitch Lightbody.
Back to the top, it would be Mitch Lightbody, who is currently the pitcher of record. He's currently the pitcher for the Carp, so he'll be looking to do some damage here to get his team back right in it, and maybe he can get himself a win if he can clear some bases, and then he can score a couple more runs.
Yeah, there you go. Lightbody was hiding. You can see him there in the Sturt helmet. Reynolds just waiting. Might get in that bat. Of course, we haven't seen a double play.
No, not tonight. Earlier tonight, if you missed it, go back and watch the replay. We nearly had a triple play. There was there was a line drive hit at third baseman, over to second, and then back to first. And the guy at first was bang bang. Correct call by the umpire there, but we nearly had our first triple play of Super League. Here we go. Bottom second. It's an 8-5 game. Bases loaded, 1 out for Mitch Lightbody against Tom Norley.
Big at bat this one. Lightbody wastes no time to sends it deep to left over the head of McArdle. This will bring at least 2. And they'll hold up at third. So a 2 RBI double to Lightbody. And all of a sudden, remember that big buffer the Clippers had? It's now 1 run. It's an 8-7 ball game.
Yeah, he jumped on the first pitch he saw. He liked the fastball. Found himself line drive over McArdle's head in left field. Out of the box, he knew that one's gone. Vanderlyn goes back, he tags, and we got an 8-7 game. It's now second and third, still only 1 out for Gary Owens.
Owens struck out his first at bat. One of the few players yet to get on base for the Carp, be it by the rules or by their efforts. So the Carp, well, every inning has had runs. Carp scored 2 in the first. They've scored 5 in the second, and just the 1 out. That one is pitched straight at second. A fumble, a bobble will bring the tying run along with the second out. It's 8 apiece. 2 out, bottom of the second.
Yeah, right there we saw once again, as we discussed earlier, Clippers had the infield back. Gary Owens hit a ball hard. They were willing to give up that tying run. They figure they're going to score again today, get that out. They want to get out of this inning. It's now a tie game. But if the infield was in, that probably scoots past the Gary, and the inning prevails. 2 more runs score, and who knows, even longer. Here we go. Now we have Mikey Reynolds coming up.
Indeed. With the bases almost cleared, there's 1 Carp at third, which I'm going to assume is Mitch Lightbody. And he represents the leading run. This game is completely flipped. And there's no doubt about this is baseball turbocharged. You don't get much in the inning count. You don't get a heck of a lot of at-bats, but gee, you get a lot of action.
Yeah, we see we're about at the halfway point of the game because we can't start a new inning, and we're in the bottom of the second, but you can see it's 8-8. There's been lots of runs. Mikey Owens looking for more. And takes that ball outside, 1-2.
So Reynolds now has the field to observe. He'll be off to Taiwan next week, along with the sort of reduced size bite lineup to take on a new team that's starting up in the Chinese Professional Baseball League in Taiwan, which is coached by Tarzan. And I think he's going to get a run with both sides in their exhibition games. He's going to put on the bite, well, not the bite jumper anymore. He's going to get a Giants jumper to play with.
Oh, and Bite/Giant fans may remember Jared Wilson, who was here last year,
Yes.
played Super League, got himself a contract as he earned it from the great performance he had. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's going to be into center field for a single from Mikey Reynolds. And the Carp are now ahead 9-8.
Wow.
But just to finish,
Yep.
Jared Wilson signed with that team today.
Oh, with
So
the team. Oh, wow.
that new team. So he'll be in Taiwan playing if his visa gets through.
Yep.
Talking to him earlier today, so he's definitely excited to.
Well, that's another consonant to his travels. He was a bit of a flamethrower, young Wilson. If he was either on fire or he was getting burnt, one or the other. So, well, good luck to him, and good to see. We've had a few Abide alumni go on to play in Asia. Steve Chambers is probably the one that springs to mind. Saw during the week that Chamber is signed on with the Canberra Cavalry. And part of the ABL, which is just 3 weeks and 1 day away. The countdown is on. The Giants, well, they travel to Taipei this time next week. The week after that, there's a Japan series here against some university players coming over. And then after that, week 1, Brisbane Bandits coming to town. First game Friday night here at West Beach Parks. Make sure you get there, as that's going to be hit foul down left.
And Nick Platten follows that one off there. And it's now 1-2. We might want to keep an eye on Mikey Reynolds here. He looked like he was timing a jump there. He does have the 1 stolen base already in this game. Lefty on the mound, so he's just been getting his timing down. But 1-2 is a good running count with 2 out. Try to get yourself scoring position. Otherwise, Platten could lead off the next inning.
Well, you can't.
And there goes Reynolds. And that one's going to be fouled off. Platten just got a piece of that one.
Well predicted. Well, I mean, you cannot rest on your laurels with a 1-run lead.
No, as we saw earlier, it was beginning of this inning. It was 8-2 for the Clippers. The Carp have scored 7 runs here in the bottom of the second inning and lead at 9-8. They're looking for more.
Already 17 runs scored, more than any other game played in the first 2 rounds. As we do get the strikeout, and that will end the second, but not before the Carp put 7 on the board and take the lead. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide, thanks to Spacequake Sports.
All you need is the ball.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Well, this is Super League Baseball Adelaide. 2 innings are in the book. 17 runs are on the board. Who knows what will happen in the third. We do have Geordie McArdle at the plate, followed by Blanky and Tom McGarry. And you've got Mitch Lightbody back on the hill, I think. And Rob Usher is certainly next to me.
Yeah, Lightbody continues. He's now the pitcher of record. If you stepped away for a few minutes and missed half an inning, you missed the Carp explode for 7 runs. They were down 8-2, so hopefully you put it back, looking to see what the score was, because it's a ball game here.
This could well be a game that only goes 3 and a bit. So Clippers will get the top half of the inning. They get the first say in these things. as the designated visitors. Not that it means or not, it's a neutral ground for everyone.
Well, we do have lots of time. There's still over 33 minutes left. McArdle takes that one. Spits on that one, as we like to say.
Okay, run that past me.
When a batter takes a pitch that's a good pitch, excuse me, and he just spits on it.
Okay.
Doesn't offer at it. He knows it's a ball, but it was a good pitch.
Yeah.
And there's a 3-0. So Light Body maybe didn't want to give up another 3-run homer to McArdle since he already has one tonight. Walks them on 4 pitches.
Yep.
Clippers are in business. Carp are in trouble.
Jeez.
Bases are loaded. Nobody out.
Yeah, I mean, you can get into trouble exceptionally quickly in this game. You walk the leadoff man, bases loaded, none out. You throw something down the strike zone that goes over the fence. You've just given up 3 earned runs on the first pitch of the inning. I'm not a baseball traditionalist. If you're a baseball traditionalist, and Rob, I'll put you in that category, does this do your head in occasionally?
Well, as a coach, it probably, I'm sure I would have a few things to say down at the bench there, but the not being able to find a strike zone when you just take the lead back, you got to try to limit. I mean, with the rules, chances are you're gonna probably give up one, but you don't want to give up too many.
That's 6 in a row now, I think.
That's 7. That's 3-0. That's 4 straight to McArdle, and now 3-0 to Blanky here. He'll be swinging if he gets something. And I'm wrong.
I am staggered by it's almost automatic. It's a little bit like in junior league. If a first baseman gets on, they're going to trial and steal second. Here, 3-0 count, nobody ever swings. It's like there's a convention. As that is going to be a hit, and that's going to bring a run. We got ourselves a 9-9 tied ball game. Still none out, still bases loaded, and the run fest continues.
Yeah, 3-0 pitch here. Light Body has to throw something, doesn't want to walk him. Blanky with a clean single into right field. Gary Owens comes up. It's Perez as the cutoff. They hold Gallagher at third. Not going to do anything too crazy with the bases loaded, nobody out. Tom McGarry coming up already as an RBI single tonight. Guy who only won the batting title last year in Super League.
Yeah, and he can put it over the fence, and I reckon that's it for Light Body. It is. So another one of these mid-inning pitching changes that I know you love.
Well, it's tough because you do have the 30-pitch limit for pitchers, and when they do run out, it's
that's true.
It is, but
it doesn't stop the clock, unfortunately. That just keeps ticking. I mean, nothing stops the clock.
No, clock keeps going, but this is going to be this is one of the reinforcements talked about earlier. Adelaide Giants player Greg Mosel coming in. Bases loaded, nobody out. And got his first taste of action on the weekend through 4 innings of 0 earned run baseball.
Okay.
So
that is what it's about. And Moselle, well, he was Bite Player of the Year 2 seasons ago. Had his struggles, but got better as the year went on. And will he continue in a starter's role for the Giants? That remains to be seen. They would love to have a couple of Aussie starters. They have Solback coming back, which is going to be great. They announced a new pitcher whose name escapes me for the second, who threw 17 strikeouts, an Atlantic League record for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. And it does backflips. I know that, can't remember the name. It'll come to me later. So they're going to have
and they also have lefty Gunnar Kynes coming in.
Yes,
so
Ryan Chaffee. So probably in that lineup, they're going to need a couple of Aussies. And Michael Garn, who certainly showed some great signs last year as one. Greg Moselle also in the mix. But you'd probably say that pitching was, outside of Solback and Garn, was a little bit of an issue last year. Chaffee was good in patches, had bad start and ending. Looks like they've solidified that depth, I think, this year. Of course, we'll find out in a couple of weeks.
I'm sure it's someone that they were keen on. The first pitch from Zell. And Tom McGarry takes it for a strike and gets ahead 0-1.
So in this scenario, bases loaded, none out. Clippers would be disappointed if they don't take a lead into the bottom of the third. And here's a bouncing ball right at the feet. This will bring one out that's there. No double play to be had. And Gallagher crosses the plate. 10-9 Clippers.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple times today. The Carp have played the infield back. That one there, if it was in, they may have had a play at the plate. But ground ball, tailor-made. We see another funny little hop there. It's the second or third one we've seen tonight.
It
These
is.
funny little hops on the dirt. Probably because of the second game of basically of a doubleheader. But Nick Blanton does get the flip over to Mikey Reynolds for the out. And they get the one out. It's a tie game. If they get another ground ball here, they'll be looking to get out of the inning.
That's right. Vacant second base. So the force is on in terms of the first baseman. But McArdle, who's at third, doesn't have to move. So that one is fouled away. So that was McGarry. This would be, speaking of Garn, Michael Garn, I have at the plate now.
He walked and scored in his first at bat. He's looking to at least get a ball to the outfield here. And then there goes McGarry again.
So Tom McGarry still second, if you don't mind. The speedster.
A single RBI, stolen base, and a caught stealing tonight. So he's got a few ticks in the box score.
So now it's 2 in scoring position.
That Giants fan we saw on the weekend from Moselle was that biting pitch that he has that just it almost drops off the table and able to fool hitters.
Well, we're always excited by what the Foreign Legion bring to us. Solback in particular last year was a case in point. But you really want to see your Aussies doing the job, as we've got ourselves umpire move. Very synchronised. Just realised they were slightly out of position with the players they had. Thought for a second there was free beer in the first base dugout, but
yeah. Got McArdle at third, McGarry at second. 1-2 pitch. Lucky Burrows. Now it's going to be hit to Reynolds. He's going to sit back, wait for it, fire over to first for the final out of the inning. Clippers do get one, tie the game back up at 9. We head to the bottom of the third. Going to be a tie game, but we do have a few little inter-inning entertainment.
yeah, I'm going to give that half inning a win to the Carp. You want to give some play-by-play for this, Rob, while we're going to...
Yeah, we got two different strategies going here. We got the one where the Sprats are going... It's good. He looks like he's actually really trying to tie his brother up so he can't get out of it. That's pretty thick, whereas... there
was the strategy.
There's the strategy that...
Don't tie up the legs.
Don't tie up the legs. It was definitely not thought about by. It looks like Jill and Eric didn't have a good game plan going into that. They maybe need some coaching next time to figure out a better way. But we back to the action here in Super League baseball. 9-9 baseball game. The Clippers blew it open early. Carp for the Clippers facing Jack Partington, who had a ground rule double his first time up.
Yeah, look, I think that this is the Carps game now. Just allowing the one run to the Clippers, that's a big win, especially it was bases loaded, none out. And now they have a chance here. And then suddenly the pitchers can do something about this contest. So 1-0 count, 22 minutes we've got left to start a new innings. So you think we're definitely going to go 4.
Yeah, it looks like tonight is going to be a little bit shorter a game, the 4 innings, because of the 90-minute. Can't start a new one after 80 in Super League. Unless we have a couple quick ones here. We nearly had a triple play in the the first game tonight, we could see one here. That would speed up things a little bit as well. So
it does. We just haven't seen the defensive sharpness. We've seen a few fumbled balls, a few bad bounces, a few drop catches. It has been a hitter's night.
those are the unforeseens that that teams have. There was predictions earlier in the year. The Clippers were going to go 6-0. They lost last week probably on bad base running and couldn't punch the runs in tonight. If they can't come back, they had a big lead, but their defense has definitely let them down so far.
There's indeed a couple of 4-ball walks on either side, hasn't assisted either. So let's see. Your tip at the start was the Clippers. You're still feeling confident of that?
Well, there was the unforeseens of the. We see Mike Reynolds jumping. He was not going on that one. I wouldn't doubt if Reynolds is heading on this one here. 3-2. Got a little bit of a lead there. I don't think Norley was paying as much attention to him as he probably should. But
it could be a strike him out, throw him out.
The offense of the Clippers is still probably the pedigree of the league. But so far, some of the fundamentals have been their downfalls. Runners don't go. Partington follows that one back. Still 3-2.
So Partington last time around almost. I wrote it down. 3-run home run.
I had it as a called home run, so.
Turned out it bounced first, and it was a ground rule double RBI.
I do like your idea of putting some more dark lining in the outfield fence there.
The only shame on that is we do have a home run hill there. So for the spectators, they get to watch through the fence, which is not a bad idea.
And Partington follows that one off again.
And
just keeps the announcers' lives a little easier, and you can see a ball land on a warning track.
Of course, some of that out on the centre field is white, which is next to useless. A white background with a white baseball is not going to help us in the slightest.
And another 3-2 pitch.
Big pitch.
And another foul ball. Partington battling here. Battling. He'll be looking for a mistake, something that he can handle and drive to the outfield. Maybe have Reynolds scamper home from second base and give the Carp the lead again. Unlike
the ABL games where foul balls can be kept by the spectators, this is a baseball SA production. They need all the baseballs back. So the hardest working staff are the ones chasing the foul balls around the stadium.
And stay put. And that one's going to be called strike 3.
I'd like to see that dialed up again.
Partington didn't like that one. It looked like it caught the outer half of the zone there, and just on the outside corner for the first out. And bring up Jacob Scott. Still runner, first and second, 1 out now.
So heading to the bottom half of the order, 6, 7, 8, 9 coming
Reynolds
up
both
now.
going, and he caught Reynolds leaving a little bit early and didn't get the tag, and he's safe at third base.
Oh, and Lachlan Burrows is saying,
as we see here on the replay, Mikey Reynolds leaves early. Tom Norley with the inside out move, and then with the little spinorama and into the bag. Umpire is right on top of that there. Mikey Reynolds in, and he is safe. Good call. Nick Blatton moves up to second base, and the Carp now have second and third, 1 out. And looks like the Clippers are bringing the infield in. They know that we're getting later in the game, that they don't have possibly the opportunity to score as many times as they'd like.
Spin move that would have done Shane Warne proud. Now, there is something about that the base runner needs to stay on the path. Now, is that spin allowed? Was that in the definition of still being on the path?
Yeah, it looked like he when he spun, the third baseman, Lockie Burrows, came in on the field, so his spin back is still going to be on the baseline, and you do get about 3 feet, I believe, on either side of the line. So it looks like Mike Reynolds stayed in, and that's going to be a called strike there to make it 1 and 2.
There was a famous incident in an ABL game between the Bite and Sydney Blue Sox. I'm trying to remember the play. It might be Geordie Cowan. That same spot, stole third, but he went a long way off the path. Was called safe, and the Sydney manager, Brian Proschel at the time, did his nut. Got ejected, picked up third base, and threw it into the beer garden.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's
He was that upset.
Hey, you'd expect to see that out of Lou Piniella back in the days.
And I think that base is still now permanently entrenched in the Blue Sox beer garden.
But that was a big out there, a big strikeout from Tom Norley. It's now 2 outs. Nico Vanderlyn, he's going at the first pitch. Hit an infield singles first time. Lockie Burrows over across. That one is short. Gallagher digs it out for the final out of the inning. So the stolen base amounts to nothing. No runs for the Carp. We're going to head to the top of the 4th inning. A 9-9 baseball game.
Black Chrome is the official
Alrighty, welcome back. Now, the score says 10-9. We've got it as 9-9.
Yeah, correct. We actually...
Or is it? No, the Clippers...
Clippers went ahead 10-9.
And then the Carp loaded the bases but could not score. Sorry, that is correct score. Do apologise. It does get to all of us. So that was a huge win for the Clippers, not to concede a run for the first time in this game, and now puts them in the bottom.
Mark, so it gets down to 0. We can't start a new inning, so we are potentially in the last inning, depending on how long we take. They could be very quick. Carp have Greg Mosel back in for his second inning of work here. He came in, gave up an inherited run for him, but got them out. He came in with the bases loaded, nobody out. Got out of it, only allowing the one with the strikeout and a couple ground balls.
And you thought that was great for the Carp until the Clippers basically held the Carp runless in the bottom of the 3rd, having given up 2 and then 7. It is a crazy game indeed, the Super League Baseball, Adelaide. You'd think, based on normal innings, we're going to get to the bottom of the 4th, but I doubt we're going to see 5 unless there's a double play or some very quick at-bats.
See, it's a 1-2 count here. Mosel ahead of Acosta. Michael Gahn takes his lead from second. Burrows on first. And Acosta follows the curveball back. It's still 1-2. And part of the order here that the Carp will be looking to get out fairly quick. You got the 8-9 and then to the top of the order. So if they can get out of this inning without anything, then there's going to be a fastball. Misses just a little bit low, even the count 2-2.
Well, this is part of the order that was very productive for them the first time around. Part of that 5-run second inning that set up an early Clippers lead, which they lost, and then got a little bit back.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. Clippers and Carp traded runs in the first inning. It was 3-2, but then in the explosion, that one misses inside for ball 4. Once again, bases loaded, nobody out. We've seen this a few times tonight.
We have indeed. This is at least the 3rd, possibly 4th occasion. In the context of the season, it is a 6-week season. If the Clippers win, we'll have 3 teams 2-1, and the Carp zip and 3. Top 3 go through to the playoffs, and the Carp, well, they will have their work cut out. They'd have to run the table pretty much and even rely on a couple of other results. So must win for them. Clippers, if they win, would have a 3-way tie for top. That one is going to be put into a gap, I think. No! Van der Linden does great to get the catch, but here will come another run. And that makes it a 2-run ball game. Some runners advance on the wild throw to home. But it's now 11-9 Clippers.
A great play by Nico Vanderlyn to get to this ball, as you say, make a sliding catch in the outfield for the first out. His throw home, trying to get...
How about the throw? That was 300-foot throw.
Yeah, a little bit up the line. Good throw. But as we can see, Jordan McCardle, or Michael Gahn tag. The catcher probably got a little bit too far into fair territory. That ball got over his head and rattled around behind. Pitcher had to track it down. But again, second and third now. Isaac Franklin takes curveball there. He'd been jumped over the first pitch his first 2 times up. That time they went something off speed.
Yeah, just bear with me here. I reckon that was a 2-run hit.
Base of the fence, Isaac Franklin's rounding first. That's going to score 2. He's hitting second. He's on his way to third. We'll throw in to third, and he is going to slide in safe at third base for a 2-run triple.
Wow. We've had just the 1 home run. We've had a couple that have come close. That one at the foot of the scoreboard, and well, the third inning was interrupted. The run fest for a little bit of pitching and fielding, and we're back to the run fest again, courtesy of the Clippers, who've now put 4 on the 4 on the board. This is getting difficult to keep track of, Rob. Seriously.
And we have the first pitch from Melissa de Gallagher. Be a runner on third, 1 up, and Carp got the infield back. They're willing to concede another one. Down 4 here. Gallagher's going to pop that one in the left. This will be a long run for Partington, and that one's going to drop foul.
So the earlier game was the highest scoring contest of the season so far at 11-8. We've already scored 3 more runs than that. Coming into tonight, the highest run tally was 9. That's what the Carp have now. And at the moment it's on the losing, and they're going to have to score 14 to win.
Yeah, well, they did get 7 in the second. Not putting it past the Carp. They've shown that they can explode for some runs here. The 1 pitch. That one's in the dirt. If the count is that should be 2-1, as the first one was in the dirt as well. So it'll be a 2-1 count here to Austin Gallagher. And also comes set. And that one he's going to serve into left field. Partington dives and misses the ball, and that one's going to go to the fence. That's going to score Franklin. Gallagher's going to coast into second base with the stand-up RBI double.
Just like that, 5 runs. 8 minutes left, only 1 out. The Clippers have already taken up 11 minutes of clock on this inning. If they keep going like this, they may just run out the final 8 minutes, because are the Carp up for another pitching change anytime soon?
Well, they do have the bullpen going, but they are the home team, so they will be batting in the bottom of the 4th regardless. Yeah.
So when you say no new inning after 80, the Carp do get to bat?
Yes, the home team will, if they're trailing, which they currently are, they will get to bat.
Okay.
And we have a little quick delay, as we had a softball come in from over the grandstand behind us here.
Well, it's only fair. We put plenty of baseballs over in the softball field over the course. Of course, weekly softball coverage only exclusively live on Spacequake Sports. Who else?
2-0 pitch to Jordan McCardle. It's going to be right on the inside corner there for a strike, 2-1.
He got this whole thing started back in the first with a 3-run homer. Just the 1 player on base. That is Gallagher at second. As well picked up by second baseman Nick Platten. And that is a fairly routine 4-3 ground out that advances Gallagher to third. The Clippers' 14th run is 90 feet away. And the Carp are 1 out from taking it to the bottom of the fourth.
And looks like we're going to have another pitching change here from the Carp. Moselle probably got close to his 30 pitch limit after getting the team out of some trouble. He's ran into a little bit of trouble, walked a batter here. But the ball that dropped just at the base of the fence there in front of Gary Owen for the triple from Isaac Franklin, the one that did the main damage here.
So that scoreboard is something else. The Clippers 3-5-2-3. And I think they're missing one because I reckon they've scored. Yeah, no, 3-5-2-3 is 13. Okay. Just not used to this many runs in this short a time frame.
Lots of base runners, lots of runs. It's what the new Super League is in 2019, 2020. We saw a score earlier tonight, 11-8. We got 13-9 currently. It's what happens when you get base runners on every inning and teams start executing.
Well, get set for next week because we had 15 runs scored in week 1 across the 2 games, 28 in week 2, 41 and counting in week 3.
The weather's warming up and so are the bats.
Well, that's true.
It's gonna be rough for some of the pitchers over the next few weeks of this season.
Well, that's it. I mean, we see in T20 in the cricket, it's the only thing I can try and put it across, that the bowlers know that they're going to get swung at, and so they mix up the pace, they mix up the direction, they try and not have a rhythm that the cricket hitters, the batters, can pick up. What do you do as a pitcher knowing that, you know, you're under siege under these rules and everyone's coming after you?
Yeah, it's not ideal. It's going to be Jack Higginbotham now in for the Carp. It's not set up ideally for pitchers because with the runners already on and nobody out, and with the 30 pitch limit, you have to attack. You can't nibble around. You can't try to get guys to chase pitches. You got to go at that. It's going to be fly to right field. Gary Owens tracking under that one, and he's going to catch that one just in front of the dugout there to get out of the inning. But another big inning, 3 more runs from the Clippers, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4 minutes left. They're going to have to put up some runs here. This could be their last shot.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Welcome back, folks. This is the bottom of the 4th. We're on low time. Apparently, this is a new innovation thanks to Spacequake. We don't get the countdown to the finals. We have low time, which basically means I think that this is going to be the last at-bat. The Carp have 3 outs to do something about a 4-run deficit. Normally you would say the Clippers are almost home, but this has been a 22-run ball game with just 21 outs so far. Anything could happen, and we've got ourselves a new pitcher on the hill, the catcher. is going to hurl him down.
Yeah, Michael Blanky's gone onto the mound. McGarry behind the plate. Walkie Burrows to second base. Jordan McCarl to third. Tom Norley to right. Acosta to left. They basically picked a spot and everybody's moved. But this is going to be a challenge for Carter Powell. It's going to be his first at bat against Michael Blanky. And if you want to see some fastballs, you come to the right place. Michael Blanky does a little bit of pitching, but played a number of years AA baseball, and they did convert him to a pitcher as well. He's going to throw some 95-mile-an-hour plus fastballs up there.
Let's just see where they end up. First pitch, that is right down King William Street. I had a giggle at one of his warm-up pitches, and that is bang on where you want it. 0-1.
That's what you want to do as a pitcher. Throw some wild before, and then just spot up. And that one, Carter Powell's good job getting a piece of that one, follow that one back.
And this is a rarity tonight. The pitcher up 0-2 in a count.
Yeah, pitchers have fallen behind throughout the night, but as we see mentioned, Blanky's got a big fastball, and he's just going right at the hitters with a 4-run lead. Just misses the outside corner on that one there. They had 1 and 2.
So I think it's Jacob Scott at second, Nico van der Linden at first if we've got Carter Powell at the plate. And then it will be starting pitcher Perez next due up if they don't make any more subs.
Powell's going to drive that one into right. That one's going to drop, and that one lands just foul.
Not by much.
Carp are looking to string a few together. They need 4 runs. They got first and second, nobody out. And they're can't get it all back in one. You're going to have to inch back a little bit at a time and hope to turn it over to the top of the order of Lightbody, Owens, and Reynolds. But in the 1-2, and that one's going to go to the backstop. The runner's going to try to advance, and does a little dance at third base. It's going to be safe.
Got to stay on that bag at all costs.
In discussion at third, there's going to be if when he landed and popped up, and if he kept the tag on, if we had replay rules like Major League Baseball, we may be looking at a challenge, but you see there's the little hop. And he's actually...
Well, that's interesting because he's saying that his foot wasn't on the base, it was on McArdle's foot. There it is.
And he does hold the tag on, but the call there is going to be that Jordan McArdle pulled him off the bag, and so it's not...
And beautifully picked up by the Spacequake sports team as well, I might add. Of course, the umpire didn't quite have the angle on that either. McArdle's body was in the way between him and that important leg. So a bit of a break there for the Carp, you would think. And now it's a loaded base. And as much as a 4-run margin seems like a lot, the tying run is at the plate.
Yeah, mentioned we've seen this a few times tonight. The base is loaded, nobody out. And there's the little bit of the use of the body to push the runner off. And
so I assume that whilst there is some contact that's going to happen.
Be a single to center field for Cesar Perez. That one's going to score 1, and they're going to wave Vanderlyn around. Throw's going to go to third. Carter Powell, and he's in safe. And then Perez going to pick him up, pick his sticks up and down and onto second base. And then single advance on the throw. We got a
13-11, and that 4-point margin has just been halved. So that turned out to be a big call at third.
And then turns it back over to top of the batting order. Actually, it looks like we got a pinch hitter, Jack Platten, pinch hitting for Mitch Lightbody. Tie and right run at the plate, nobody out. And he takes ball 2. The 2-1 pitch, Blanky comes set. On the outside corner there, even the count 2-2. takes that one out, up and in, full count.
So a chance here for the Carp to load the bases again. I think time has long since expired. This is it. This one's going to go 4 and got a strike, and that's an important first out as Gary Owens comes to the plate.
And Gary Owens, seasoned veteran of international experience. He's seen lots of guys throwing at this. He's going to be what he's looking for, something to jump here. Someone's going to go to the screen, and then coming in to score. His late body was taken out of the game, but put in as a runner.
So that's another run. We're just having some discussion here as to what the actual score is. I would have it. I have it at 13-12. We got it at 14-12. Just trying to look at where the Clippers' 14th run came from. Might have blinked. Could have missed it.
If you add up the scoreboard, it's 13. But
exactly.
They've got 14 on there as well. So, and Owens takes that one for a strike. Even the count 1-1.
So I'm going to leave you to commentate for a couple of minutes, Rob. So we're just going to check what the score is, what the actual score is on this one. I'm the last person you want to rely on these things, as that one has popped up. Big second out to be had. Fielders converge, and in the end, Acosta, who's had some fielding issues, does well to hold. A run will score. Now, that is run number 13. Of that, there is no... Sorry, that is run 13, thank you. The question is, are we tied, or is it a one-run ball game?
I'm told that it is a 14-13 game.
Okay.
And we have Mikey Reynolds stepping up to the plate. There's 2 out.
And all the bases have cleared.
Nobody on. He'll be looking to drive something deep into the night. He'll be high and in.
So for the Carp to win, chances are Reynolds has got to get home. And then they've got to find, they've done very well to make a game of this one. Twice they've looked out of it. Twice they've come back. Yeah, we're still trying to find the 14th run here at the moment for the Clippers.
This is outside. It'll be a 3-0 pitch. You got to figure that Carp are going to turn Mikey Reynolds loose here, 3-0.
Yeah.
And 2 out. Be looking to split a gap, get himself extra bases. And that one misses high, and they get the tying run on first. 2 out. Reynolds has been active on the bases tonight. He ends up with 2 stolen bases, 1 a clean stolen base, 1 in which he left early and was picked off, but some fine dancing footwork got him into third base for his second stolen base. And we have Nick Plotton coming up today. Ground out in a strikeout. Blanky's going to take a look, see if Reynolds is looking to go anywhere. But 2 out, runner on first. And ball just a little bit high.
So assuming that score is correct, we will have the tying runs at first. The winning run is at the plate, trying to end it right there with a swing. Not to be.
The scoreboard is out of action. There have been so many runs scored in 4 innings, it's blown up.
And there goes Reynolds. And he's going to have his 3rd stolen base of the night. That ball was up and high. McGarry didn't have a chance.
Second uncontested stolen base. The contested one was quite a ballet act in the end.
And now we have tying run on second, 2 out. 2-1 pitch that he's going to miss high.
Well,
It'll be 3-1.
again, one of those things that defies traditional baseball. We do have ties in the Super League. We had one last year between the Clippers and the Crushers. So the Carp could salvage a draw if Reynolds can get home. And then we'll all assess the scorebooks later.
Platten falls that one back. And we have full count, 3-2. Tie and run, second base, 2 out. In bottom of the 4th inning, we are out of time, so this would be the last out Reynolds takes his lead. Swing and a miss from Platten. And the Clippers hold on for the 14-13 victory.
So the Carp start zip and 3. 2 of those losses by just the 1 run. That'll do it. We are at the halfway stage of the season. In fact, the Carp are zip and 3. Their net run differential is -4. So this has been quite a game, folks. We're going to wrap it up pretty soon. Rob, your thoughts about what you have witnessed over the last hour and a half?
Well, tonight's been the most offensive of the nights of the 3 weeks by far. It looks like the teams are starting to get into the rhythm of the new Super League. We saw the Crushers earlier tonight start hitting and running, stealing bases, playing aggressively. And with this game, it looks like some of the defense was a little skeptical, but teams have been hitting and scoring runs, and we're in for an exciting last 3 weeks.
Almost as many runs scored tonight, 27, than all of last week with 28. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide. Phil Hurton on behalf of Rob Ushy, the mighty Spacequake Sports team. Hope you have enjoyed the coverage. More baseball action next Wednesday night. Make sure you check it out. Good night from West Beach Parks.
There's a black mark on her soul. Every day this is my goal. She won't go to the sky. Try to breathe, but I can't. 'Cause the air she breathes is dead. Cause the girl she's hiding horns. She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Perfect.
Let's see that one. Down there. Oh, that was a hard hit right down the eye.